Oh my God! Let me tell you about the drama that's unfolding right now. Word on the street is that Diddy's been trying to reach out to his so-called brothers Jay-Z and Kevin Hart from behind those prison bars, but child, they are giving him the coldest shoulder you've ever seen. Now, we all know Diddy isn't exactly a saint, but here's the tea. Instead of dragging folks into his mess, he's actually been sending out warnings. That's right, a whole different side of Diddy we didn't expect to see. This all came out during that recent bail hearing that had everyone who wants to see Diddy locked up absolutely fuming because the judge seemed to be shutting down those prosecutors left and right. They say Diddy was all smiles in court, but honey, let me tell you, that smile is about to get wiped clean off his face. If he was counting on Jay and Kevin to pull some strings and help him out, he's in for a rude awakening. Because the tea is scalding. Jay and Kevin have been distancing themselves faster than teenagers running from their parents at the mall. And hold on to your wigs because this next part is wild. There's talk going around that Jay might be getting ready to file those divorce papers on Beyoncé. Why, you ask? Because apparently Diddy's got some tapes of her and his freak-offs that might or might not be in the feds' possession. Child, let's break this all the way down because this tea is so hot it's about to burn the house down.
We want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did it.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shouts out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even, I don't want it to come close to the bed.
Now, let's talk about Kevin Hart for a minute, because this isn't his first rodeo when it comes to loyalty questions. Remember when Cat Williams absolutely dragged him, calling him out for being a Hollywood pawn? Cat did not hold back when he said Kevin was willing to do whatever it took to climb that ladder, even if it meant putting on a dress, which he did. Some people brushed it off as just industry shade, but others saw it as Cat spilling some real tea about how Kevin moves in these streets. That same energy has people looking at Kevin sideways right now. Let's keep it real. Kevin built his whole empire by playing nice with all the right people, kissing the right rings, and knowing exactly when to distance himself from trouble. He's like a master at playing the game. And if cutting ties with Diddy means saving his brand and protecting his family, baby, he's going to do it without losing a wink of sleep. And you've got to respect his hustle in a way. Kevin learned early that loyalty in Hollywood is about as real as those Instagram filters. He's weathered his fair share of storms, the cheating scandal, that Oscars mess, those old tweets that came back to haunt him, but he stayed standing because he knew exactly when to apologize, when to pivot, and when to cut people off. But here's where it gets juicy. Diddy isn't built like that. He's not about to let Kevin just slide away without consequences. Diddy's the type to sit back, take notes, and wait for the perfect moment to strike. If Kevin really has flipped on him, child, it's only a matter of time before Diddy's camp starts leaking stories that'll have Kevin sweating buckets. Just imagine what Diddy could spill about how Kevin really got his start in the industry. The favors he had to call in, the things that went down at those freak-off parties. Honey, if you thought Cat's comments were bad, Diddy's got receipts. And if he's feeling petty, which we all know he is, he'll drop them faster than a mixtape. And let's talk about Kevin's squeaky clean family man image that he worked so hard to protect. Diddy could blow that up faster than a balloon at a birthday party. Because let's be real, Diddy knows this game better than anybody. While Kevin's out here playing checkers, Diddy's playing 4D chess. Kevin might think he's dodging bullets by cutting ties, but in reality, he's just giving Diddy more reasons to take aim. But this ain't just about Kevin. When Diddy starts firing, everyone who stood by and watched is catching heat, especially Jay-Z. And this tea? It's particularly bitter because I can't remember a time when Jay and Diddy weren't tighter than a new pair of skinny jeans. They've been through everything together since the Pac and Biggie era went poof. But let's keep it 1,000. Should we really be surprised? This is the same Jay-Z who tossed Kanye to the wolves before the media even turned on him. Jay's always been about protecting himself first. And if that means throwing someone under the bus to save his empire, child, he'll do it without even blinking. What makes this situation even wilder is how strategic Jay has always been. He's built this whole fortress around himself and his family, but the streets are buzzing that Beyoncé might be the weak link. Her name's been popping up way too often in Diddy's mess, and that could be why Jay's reportedly thinking about cutting her loose. Divorce rumors ain't new for them, but if there's even a grain of truth to this, it could be Jay's move to protect the Carter legacy. Meanwhile, Diddy's been scrambling to get out of jail, and that latest bail hearing had everybody scratching their heads. The judge was being way too friendly, almost like Diddy's team got a little extra help on the side, if you know what I mean. But even if he gets out, don't think for a second he's letting any of this slide. Jay and Kevin might have turned their backs on him, but Diddy's the type to hold on to grudges like a dog with a bone. He'll wait until he can hit back where it hurts the most, but he might have to put those revenge plans on hold because, baby, the old demons are coming back to haunt him.
I didn't want to do the Diddy documentary. Obviously, there's a history there. He did things to me, to my family, that devastated my family. But I didn't want to tell that story. It's ironic that that story is telling itself right now as this story is coming out.
Y'all remember Shine? Well, he's been cooking up a documentary about that infamous 1999 nightclub situation. If you remember how that went down, Diddy walked free while Shine took the fall. Now Shine's ready to spill all the tea and Diddy is panicking. Sources say he's pulling every string he's got left to block this documentary, but Shine ain't backing down. Diddy's camp is trying to spin it like they just want to make sure he's straight with the real truth about what happened that night. Yeah, right. And I'm about to win the lottery tomorrow. This is just one of the reasons why any revenge plans against Jay and Kevin might have to wait, because if Shine gets people interested in that wild chapter of bad boy history, child, the consequences are going to be massive. And don't even get me started on J-Lo's involvement in this case. This isn't just about ending careers, it's about destroying legacies. But wait, because it gets even messier. There's another player in this game trying to release a Kim Porter tell-all memoir. This guy named Courtney Burgess, writing under the name Jamal Millwood, is out here claiming he's got tapes of Diddy with A-listers. Now, we don't know if he's just chasing clout, but he's got the Combs household acting real defensive. Christian and Quincy have been working with their family lawyers to block the book, but here's the real tea. They're not saying the book is false. They're claiming they own their mother's intellectual property rights since her passing in 2018. Burgess is also saying there are flash drives with some crazy details that could bury the Combs family. And while Christian and Quincy say they don't believe these drives exist, they're already claiming ownership if they do. Like father, like sons, right? It's giving very much damage control. And can we talk about how cold this is? If I found out my father had potentially contributed to my mother's death, I wouldn't be out here defending him. But these kids are really riding for their pops. Child, I'm tired just thinking about it. But Diddy can't afford to be tired because if these attacks keep coming, if that documentary drops and that book goes mainstream, it could shatter what's left of his reputation. And the timing couldn't be worse with his legal battles piling up and his former friends turning into enemies faster than a Real Housewives reunion. Diddy's running out of moves, but don't get it twisted. If he goes down, he's taking everybody with him. And that brings us right back to Jay and Kevin. If Diddy gets bail, all bets are off. That same loyalty he was hoping for could turn into pure spite. This man knows too much about too many people, and he's already shown he's willing to play dirty to save himself. Kevin's squeaky clean image could crumble faster than a cookie in milk if Diddy starts talking. And Jay's carefully curated legacy? There's a reason Beyoncé's been so quiet lately. If Diddy decides to unleash what he knows, it could be curtains for them all. The question on everyone's lips is, if Diddy gets out, who's he coming for first? Is he going straight for Jay and Kevin, or does he have bigger fish to fry? Are they really snakes for protecting themselves, or is this just how the game is played? Is this the beginning of the end for hip-hop's power players, or will this all blow over like yesterday's news? One thing's for sure, this drama is far from over, and you know I'll be right here to spill every drop of tea as it comes out. The streets are watching, the industry is trembling, and everybody's wondering, who's next on Diddy's hit list? Stay tuned because this saga is about to get even juicier. Drop your thoughts below because this tea is too hot not to discuss.